I'm now in Abram Hostel, Tel Aviv. I've came here for 2 days to film my video tours of Jaffa and Tel Aviv, and I hope that they will be finished within the next few weeks. Anyway, every time I'm in an Abram hostel, I think to myself, they are the best, and it is definitely worth making a video about them, especially since I recommend them to those who are on a budget or even looking for mid-range accommodation. Let me remind you that the average price for a hotel room in Israel is $240, and I assume that most of you want to pay less than that. And because they also offer tours, they are perfect for people traveling alone or people who have concerns about their trip to Israel but don't want to join a group tour. I will get to that shortly, but let's start at the beginning. The Abram Group has 4 hostels in Israel: Nazareth, Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and Eilat. The first one was the Nazareth hostel, which is also the smallest. With this first hostel, the Abram Group started a revolution in tourism in Israel. Until the 90s, most of the hostels in Israel were ANA hostels and field school hostels, which were then and still are today intended for Israeli school children on school trips. Not bad, but not what foreign independent travelers are looking for. The founders of the Abram hostel chain brought the world of international hostel to Israel, and their hostels keep on winning awards in this sector. I know 2 of the 5 owners, Maoz and Gal, and their biggest achievement, beside opening a successful business in Israel, which is mission impossible with all the regulation and taxes, is that they have created a good, positive atmosphere in their hostels. They have always managed to find the right people to run this big operation, and it is not something that should be taken for granted. I sleep in hostels almost every week. Most of them are fine. They are clean and they do the job. There aren't many that I wouldn't recommend, but what I will say is that very few of them have succeeded in creating a nice hostel vibe. Ideally, you want the receptionist to be a traveler, him or herself, so that they can understand your needs, and not someone who is just sitting there on minimum wage waiting for their workday to be over. And you sit with everything. The reception is open 24/7. There is a kitchen where you can cook your own food. They are willing to help you plan your trip. They hold events and shows, and there are big communal spaces. In their bars, they sell drinks for affordable prices, and the staff are really helpful. Should all of these factors be taken into consideration when you book your hostels? Yes, these factors will take your experience from okay to fantastic. They also offer tours from their hostels. There is an old video I made about tours in Israel that explain why I like them so much. One of the reasons is that Abram Tours pick up their tourists at the hostel and just go. Most companies offering day tours pick up tourists from loads of different hotels, meaning you might spend an hour picking up and returning each person to their hotel. And Abram Tours don't stop off in tourist shops either. The only thing is that they don't provide actual guides on some of their tours. So if you take their most popular tour to Masada and the Dead Sea, no one will actually be guiding you around the site. Luckily for you, I've just finished uploading my video tour with all the smart things that I have to say about the Judean Desert and Masada. I will put all the links below. Abram Tours does offer tours to Jordan with guides, and you have the option of upgrading your accommodation. I did some private tours with people who were sleeping in luxury hotels in Israel, and they took the Abram tour to Jordan, and they were really satisfied. Just because it is a tour company run by a hostel, that doesn't mean the tours cannot compete with the more expensive ones. Because they have hostels and tours, they also offer packages that combine both. This is the best option for people who don't have the time to do their own planning or are a bit concerned about their traveling to Israel. You will be in good hands, you will have some free time to yourself, and it will be way cheaper than joining a group tour. If you are visiting Israel for 10 days, you can opt for an initial 5, 6, or 7-day tour package, allowing you to get a feeling for Israel and build up your confidence, and then you can spend the rest of your time doing your own thing. Now, maybe this all sounds a bit too good, and if you've watched my other videos, you know that I always like to add sprinkling of negativity. So let's talk about everything I don't like about their hostels. I had to think really hard and came up with 2 things. All of the hostels have private rooms and dorms. The private rooms are perfect. A clean, simple room for $100 to $140 is all that you need when visiting Jerusalem or Tel Aviv. But the dorm rooms in Jerusalem are a bit old-fashioned. They don't have curtains that you can pull around your bed for privacy. Maybe it is because I'm getting old. I will be turning 59 years. But the idea of sleeping in a room with others with zero privacy, it's not for me. The dorm situation in Tel Aviv is the same. There are no curtains. By the time you watch this video, it might have changed. But if you plan on sleeping in dorms and you care about being able to get changed without everybody seeing you, check out the situation beforehand. The second thing actually concerns this hostel. The hostels in Nazareth, Eilat, and Jerusalem enjoy perfect locations. Here in Tel Aviv, the location is also great. The next street is Rothschild Boulevard. But if you are arriving from Hagana train station or the Central bus station, and that is where most of you will be arriving from, then I would recommend taking a taxi and not walking in that area if you are arriving at night. Now, Israel is safe. You will not get robbed, and you can walk around all the big cities in the middle of the night. Israel is the first world country. It is not LA. Now, seriously, the only place in Israel I would advise tourists not to go is the area of Tachana HaMerkazit, Central Bus Station, and Levinsky Garden. Just take a taxi to the Abram Hostel. I plan on making a video about that area, so if you're interested, please subscribe. So these are the only two negative things I have to say, and one of them has nothing to do with the hostel itself. And you can just take a taxi, or if you like walking, you can walk from Hashalom station. It's a half-an-hour walk. So that's it. The 5% coupon code for their hostels, tours, and packages is Khamsa Oren, 555 Oren. Get my app, Jerusalem with Oren, with all my Jerusalem tours and recommendations, and you will be able to get 10% off all the tours, packages, and hostels. Get my app and your life will improve. In a few weeks, I will also be finishing my Jaffa and Tel Aviv tours. See you in the next one. Yalla, bye.